So frag grenades are getting a lot of changes in Operation Deep Freeze of Rainbow Six Siege. This is a hot talking point for the community, and a lot of people have voiced their concerns and their disliking for this change. Now, I've always been someone who's used frag grenades. I've utilized them well. I know how to perfectly nade from below. I've known how to use frag grenades to their full potential. And personally, after trying the frag grenade changes, and especially what these changes entail and open up, I personally have come to the conclusion that this is good for the future of the game, and this was the right step by Ubisoft. A lot of you may disagree with me. That's perfectly fine. You're welcome to share your opinions in the comments. I just ask that you at least hear out what I'm saying so you understand where I'm coming from. It's only 12 minutes long. Just please watch it to the end. Don't quit halfway through and then judge your opinion off that. Just hear what I have to say. If you disagree after that, perfectly fine. So to start off, if you don't know, they are removing the ability to cook frag grenades in the new season of Rainbow Six Siege, Operation Deep Freeze. This means that the frag grenade has a set detonation time once you throw it, and you personally can cook it to varying different degrees of explosion time, like you could before. This was heavily utilized to nade people from below, and as well as this, throw it in locations, giving no time for the defenders to leave that area, since the fuse timer was so close to explosion by the time it hit them. Now, were frag grenades overpowered? That is the question. I'd say they were on the line of between very good and overpowered. I don't think they're the most overpowered thing in this game. I definitely think there was stuff that was more overpowered in Siege's history, but I'd be lying if I didn't say that grenades were at that very close line to being OP. Grenades had such a high success rate of nading from below and pretty much just killing people in general that outside of having Wamai and Jaeger, the success rate of a grenade was substantial. And a massive part about grenades, especially in the current meta, is for utility clearing. And I don't think enough people address utility clearing with grenades as they should, and this is something we're going to get into further in the video about the changes. So with the mixture of a high elimination success rate and being the only proper excessively aggressive secondary gadget on the attacking team, and due to the fact that utility clearing operators such as Ashe and Zofia have gotten nerfs over the years, this led frag grenades to have a extremely substantial weight when it comes to operator pick rates in balancing. Because of this, nades were limited to a very small pool of operators, and in Ubisoft's own words, they don't want to have a secondary gadget that can only go to a few operators. That's a bit of a waste in their opinion. And so it only went to a few operators recently: Sledge, Glaz, Nuke, and Yana. Now because of Yana's dominance in the pick rate charts, she recently lost her frag grenades and it was given to Gridlock and Finka. Now just to give you a little insight into how influential frag grenades are when it comes to operator pick rates, let's compare the Year 8 Season 3.2 designer notes to the Year 8 Season 3.4 notes. So firstly, the Year 8 Season 3.2 one, at this time, Ayana had her nades. Ayana is sitting at a almost 70% pick rate on PC and a 60% pick rate on console. Now Ayana is a good operator outside of nades, so I'm not saying everyone is picking her only for nades, but it is clear that is a major factor. Next, let's look at the Year 8 Season 3.4 designer notes, in which Ayana lost her nades and Gridlock and Finka gained them. On PC, Ayana fell to almost a 40% pick rate, and on console, she fell to almost 30%. However, Gridlock and Finka, who were both at a less than 10% pick rate on both platforms, on PC, Finka is now the 4th most played attacker with a just over 30% pick rate. Gridlock a little below her at 20%, however, this is putting her at a higher pick rate than Nomad, another flank watch operator who has overshadowed Gridlock ever since they both came out. It's the same case on console as well. Finka, although not being the 4th most played attacker, is at a roughly 25% pick rate, way higher than it was before, and Gridlock almost neck and neck with her, again being higher than Nomad. Why all of a sudden is the community playing Gridlock more than Nomad when for years it's clearly been established by people that Nomad does the flank watch job better? That is because Gridlock now has nades. Is it a bad thing that Gridlock is now being played more than Nomad? No, I love Gridlock. I think she's an amazing operator ever since she came out, and I'm glad that she's finally getting her time to shine. And if giving her nades made that happen, so be it. However, when this is happening every single patch notes where this operator is rising in pick rate until they're at the top, because trust me, by the next graph, Finka is going to be way higher than she currently is. Finka with nades is more oppressive than Yana was with nades. Finka is just going to keep getting higher at this current point in time. However, I think it is going to steady off with the new nade changes, which is the intended action. Operators aren't rising in pick rate because of their guns, not because of their gadgets, not because of any of these unique features which define these operators. It was simply because of nades. This time it was Gridlock and Finka, it could have been Flores and Grim, it could have been Zero and Twitch. Any of these operators could have got nades and they would have risen in pick rate. And whether you like it or not, that is not good balancing. One factor which is making or breaking operators has to be changed. This was inevitable. Now I've looked at the effect that grenades have on operators, but I've not addressed why grenades have this effect. Why are so many people playing grenades? And it's very simple. Defense has a lot of utility. Nades are great at clearing utility and pushing people out of areas. However, it came with some side effects, such as nading from below. Ubisoft have made their stance clear that they don't want nading from below to be an aspect of this game. It's simply something they don't agree with, they don't think it's fair, and they just don't think it is part of the overall scope of what a grenade should be used for. That is a major reason why this change has happened. And as someone who plays in high ranks and watches a lot of Pro League, you really get a scope of how impactful nading from below is, when that is based around a strat that half the bomb sites used is to nade below for utility and also killing people. Just take a look at this opinion by Spoit, who is a pro player, as well as being a content creator, streamer, everything. He's a massive pillar in the Siege community. He was saying, everyone hating on the grenade nerf doesn't know how it feels to play CCTV on border. Some bomb sites are literally not playable, and also it's boring ass Siege to just go below and nade. Be happy that you're actually going to get to watch Siege team play now. So one of the biggest issues with nading, which is nading from below, is being addressed with these changes to nades. Now, a lot of people I've seen say is that nades are now useless, and you guys could not be further from the truth. With the new system coming in the new season, for starters, nades have a 4-second fuse timer. That is faster than it was previously. Next, if you bounce a nade off any object, so a wall, the floor, anything, that fuse timer instantly goes to 2 seconds. That means if you bank a nade around the corner, anyone playing there has 2 seconds to react. That's still enough time for you to get kills with nades. However, what grenades are best at doing, and I know a lot of these TDM players are going to hate to hear this, is utility clearing. Defense has so much utility. You've got a Zami, deployable shields, bulletproof cameras. Maestro now has a 3rd Evil Eye on the new season. There is so much stuff for the attacking team to clear. So not only are grenades great at killing people, they're great for utility clearing. And that is a major aspect of grenades which people just always overlook. People see, oh, you can't cook grenades anymore? Useless. I can't get, kills from below. I can't kill people in corners. I don't care that more operators are getting nades. I can't get free kills with nades anymore. I'm sorry, if you think like that, you're playing the game wrong. 50% of the usage of a grenade is for killing/area denial, and the other half is for clearing utility. With this balancing of nades, more operators now have grenades as an option, and this is only going to increase as seasons go on. Brand new attackers can now get nades. Old operators who would never even have been considered can now get nades. Now, currently, right now, at the end of Heavy Metal, there is only 5 operators with nades. Sledge, Nook, Glaz, Gridlock, and Finka. That is a very good utility clearing tool, being limited to 5 operators. In a game where defense has so much utility, that's not very good. Now with these newly balanced nades, all 5 of those operators still have them, as well as Sense, Lion, IQ, Osa, and Blackbeard. And like I'm saying, more operators are most likely going to get it in the coming seasons. That is now a total of 10 attackers with the option of grenades. That is 10 attackers that can clear Kiba barriers. That is 10 attackers that can clear an entire doorway of barbed wire, dread mines, goo mines, banshees, evil eyes, razor blooms. You throw one nade on a doorway, that entire doorway is clear to enter. That is 10 attackers that can clear someone playing a shield position in elbow on Oregon, piano on Chalet. Yes, now the defender has more of an opportunity to leave that area and survive, but you're clearing their shield, you're clearing their utility. And I think you need to remember, grenades can't be thrown back. If you throw a grenade in an area, yes, the defender now has more time to react, but they still have to leave, they still have to run. Use that opportunity to take them out whilst they're moving, whilst they're out of cover. If someone's on half wall on border armory and you throw a nade there, they either have to stay there and die or run. This gives you an opportunity to pick them whilst they're running. I just ask, if you're watching this and still think negative about nades, take your TDM hat off for a minute. Stop thinking about the kills. Think about how the fact that we now have a secondary gadget, which Ubisoft are now allowing to go to way more attackers, which can be used for clearing so much utility. This is going to make the attacking clearing so much more broad, versatile, and nades can be more flexibly interchanged between operators. If we kept nades in their current system, we were just going to have this limited pool of nade operators, which would keep interchanging. Finka's pick rate would be too high. They'll take it from Finka. She'll drop down again. They'll take it from Gridlock. They'll give it to someone else. More people will gravitate to that operator as well. It's just not good balancing. It's not good for the health of the game. And if we really want attack to have this utility clearing, to have this area denial on more operators, they had to be balanced. And that is why this change is good. Now, if you still don't really understand what I'm talking about, I'll give you a final comparison. Let's say on defense, imagine if nitro cells acted similar to impact nades, and the moment they hit a surface, they instantly exploded, and they done 100 plus damage, instantly killing anyone at any health. That would, in turn, allow way more people to get more frequent kills with nitro cells, and it would be more deadly than they currently are. Nitro cells are great. But think about right now, how many nitro cells on defense? There's a nice, broad scope of nitro cells. You can play a diverse range of operators with a nitro cell if you want to. You're not limited to a few defending operators that have it. However, if nitro cells were that strong, we wouldn't have that diverse range of defenders we currently have. It would go to 3 or 4 at most. So in the trade-off of having a stronger version of a nitro cell, which is more deadly, you're therefore getting less overall plant denial as a defending team, because it would then have to be limited to fewer operators. Would you rather have a more lethal nitro cell, or would you rather have a less lethal version, but more defenders having that plant denial? Grenades on attack are the same case. We can either have the current system of nades, which are so strong that only a few operators get them, and yes, you get to nade from below more, you get to trap people in corners more and they can't react in time, you get more kills with the current system. Or you could have the new balance frag grenades, which allows more attackers across the board to have utility clearing and area denial. I think in year 9 of Rainbow Six Siege, when defense has so much utility, I know which one I want. Now, do I think the current list of attackers with nades going into the new season is perfect? No, I definitely think there's room for change there. However, that change can come. We have opened the door now for more operators getting nades. That means Zero can get nades. That means Buck can get nades again. That means Maverick can get nades again. The door is open now, and that is why I think this change is great going forward. So that's my 2 cents on the brand new frag grenade changes coming in Operation Deep Freeze. I just see so much negative stuff about it that I feel like no one is really looking at the broad and bigger picture of the fact that this is more utility clearing on the attacking team. This is great. I think this is a great change going forward, and honestly, can't wait to see what more operators get nades. So yeah, be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you're new. I shall catch you all later. I love you all. Stay safe. Peace.